What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to the Casually FC channel. Welcome to the Casually reaction, well, to the casual Chelsea game today. United 4, Chelsea 1. We got pumped. That literally what we saw was a porn on the pitch, and we just got pumped. Goal after goal after goal. We looked like a mockery. You know what? This Chelsea game was just jokes. That's what it was. It was not a serious game at all. 6th minute, we start off really strong. Casemiro with a goal in the 6th minute. You know, it was pretty quick. And then we got Martial scoring just before the end of the half. Go into the second half, and Wesley Fofana put into a spliff by our boy Bruno Fernandes. Arguably, I don't know if that was actually a foul. I don't know why it didn't get checked by VAR, but it didn't really matter. We were going to lose regardless. But I don't even know if he touched him. But let's continue. Bruno Fernandes scores a penalty in the 73rd minute. Marcus Rashford, who comes off the bench, just scores. Walks through our defense and then just walks the ball into the net. It's just a mockery at this point.
Part of that goal.
You forgot Mr. Gallagher, mate.
Oh, Mr. Gallagher.
No. We're not talking. No. We'll get to him. We'll get to that fuck.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the fact he got given the ball. Like he literally had the ball.
Oh yeah, Fofana. Yeah, Fofana gave him the ball. Yeah, that was
Fofana
great.
Rookie mistakes, man. You get taught this when you're 7 years old, man. Jesus Christ.
Fofana really had a great game today, and for the other team. And then a little bit of consolation prize. We got a decent goal from João Felix, who this might be his second to last game. We don't know what's going to happen with his contract and if he's going to come back. But yeah, João Felix scored a nice goal, and the game ends 4-1. We're a joke. We're on the front page of Pornhub because we got fucked. We got fucked today. We got
this is not really, man.
We got absolutely bukkake tonight, man. Like that was.
If we're going there,
that was bad. Hey, this stream is gonna go off the rails. I'm telling you right now.
It makes sense to be fair. It makes sense to be fair because half these players are anyway.
Like artists of the year. You know, like how they have Pornhub artists of the year. We have Pornhub artists of the year this year, man.
Yeah, that's us.
The amount of scenes you've got, we are the number one, man.
Vote for us for the Adult Pornhub Video Awards, AVW, AVN, whatever the fuck.
What? Hey, yo, how do you know this much, big man?
I don't know. I think it's something like that. Adult Movie Awards. I don't know what it is, bro. Listen. Listen, I'm just saying, if you haven't already joined the Discord conversations are more entertaining than the game itself, okay? So come join the Discord. But god damn, who wants to start this off? I know Scott's gonna go on a tirade, so maybe we'll save Scott.
Can I have some fun? Let's have some fun, lads. You know what I mean?
Go for Mr. Whitboy.
Hey, yo, relax.
What do you have in your hand?
Listen, all right, guys.
Hold up, Marshall.
I told you this stream is gonna go off the rails.
Wait, what?
Started off risky.
Rewind it.
He is holding a whip.
You are holding a whip, are you not?
This is not.
No, that's fair. It's that.
It's a duck stick, actually.
Hey, thank you, man. See,
Marshall, you're lucky with dark skin, bro. Let's just say that.
Jesus.
Oh my!
I was gonna say none of the rest of us could get away with saying that. No one else.
Oh man. Speak your minerals, bro.
All right, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. The game's the game. You know, we only came to see attack, not defense, and they couldn't even. And they don't even give us attack anyway. So I don't know what we were trying to see in attack. But shout out the ghost. Casper, the friendly ghost, aka Kai Havertz. You know what I mean? I forgot he existed for 1 second. You know what I mean? He's that good at hiding that he hides his existence. So shouts out to him. Mudryk, can't even do tap-ins. You know what I mean? 80 million, can't even dare tap-in. Shocking behavior. And Madueke, he actually had a decent game. Him and Chukwuemeka had a few things that were going on there. I'll be honest. Lewis Hall in attack was good. In defense, less so, they were targeting him quite well. And then, we need to talk about, Blonde Mount, man. You know what I'm saying? AKA Gala Dog, man. This guy was slipping everywhere, couldn't get a shot off. He was literally, Tom from Tom and Jerry. Like the amount of stuff.
You just hear the sound effects.
Hey, listen, right, I don't know about you, but after today, man, I think Blonde Mount might be a disrespect to Mount. That was atrocious.
Listen,
Brother,
man, that is true.
Bakayoko look like Busquets.
Oh my god. Listen, man. He had the stats. This is a Hall of Shame game, man. It's a Hall of Shame game from him, honestly. And the more we play him, man, the less he's looking like we're gonna get 40 million for him, man. And
well, 1
like
million is optimistic, man.
Bro, trust me. Big up Enzo, man. Enzo does what Endo does best. Shouts out to him. At least he had some fight in him. Big up Aspilicueta, like, listen, I like, we like to cuss him out, call him the old man. But he was keeping up with Rashford at least. But then, Garnacho came on and then decided to say,
bro, he did his hamstring early on, man, trying to trap that guy.
With fresh legs too, ain't looking good.
Yeah, big up to him. And then, Fofana, absolute stinker from him today, man. He was just getting cooked left, right, and centre. Chalobah, bro, I don't know what's wrong with that brother, but I think it might be time to go Chalobah, bro. I don't know what's been happening with him, bro. Like, he's been having a Hall of stinkers as well for a long time, and it's been going unnoticed because obviously he doesn't play that much. And, there's obviously been other culprits who have had bigger or worse effects. And then you've got Kepa. I mean, Kepa's Kepa, innit, man? Let's be honest. Like, this is what we expect from Kepa all the time. There's nothing new about it. We literally gave Sancho his highlight game where, we give the United fans a little hope that, Sancho Lini's back, you know what I mean? And Sancho Kennington's number one, driller's back. Yeah, man. Shout out Smart Whip Sancho, man. That's all I have to say.
Havertz, way to challenge the header for Casemiro's first goal.
One thing I will say finally is that, obviously, I know we want to talk about Cole a bit later, but you can't blame the guy for what he's done. You have to blame the institution. The institution has allowed these players to make a mockery of the badge. I'm seeing people say, people are overreacting to that. We're not overreacting. It doesn't matter. He knows that Chelsea are playing and losing 4-1, and he decided to tweet that tweet. Why? Let's be real, guys. And that's all I'm going to say on that one. The institution has allowed us to be besmirched like this. And it's on the institution to regain its honor and to regain its ability to control this place and show that the badge will never be disrespected by anyone. Simple as that. If he thinks he's too good, too big for Chelsea because he's at big boy Brighton, let him go to Brighton. It's as simple as that, bro. You have to understand. There has to be a short distance, what I mean. You have to support the badge before let any player fast. Simple as that.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's all, bro. If you want to have a chat, Chris, if you want to talk, Chris, you can talk.
No, Chris. You frozen. Yeah, wow.
No, you lag, bro.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, that's why I said, well, today anyway. What can I really say anyway? Like, we were shit. We had obviously Chalobah non-existent. Fofana, where you can see the goal where he passed it sideways. I don't know what he's thinking of passing it sideways like that either. Like, that's a huge mistake for supposed to be a top centre back. Like, we pay 70 million, he's making side passes as well. I thought Kepa today. I thought Kepa, Aspie, and Lewis Hall was our only decent players. Like Lewis Hall. Yeah, and okay. In all fairness, I can't fault Enzo when.
Let's not take credit away from him. He was brilliant today.
No. In all fairness, he was decent as well. I did forget about, but he had literally Gallagher and Chukwuemeka to me was non-existent as well. Like Chukwuemeka didn't do a whole lot.
I think that's harsh, man.
I know. I don't think he did. I don't think he did anything. Gallagher was obviously the worst midfielder because he was literally slipping all over the place. Madueke didn't really do a lot either, I don't think. Obviously, Mudryk was, I thought he was awful as well. Mudryk was bad touch. Didn't really do a whole lot. Kai Havertz, non-existent. Lewis Hall actually created a good couple of chances today. He gave one to, who was it? Yeah, Mudryk. Mudryk missed that absolute, he missed that absolute sitter. I'm trying to remember the game, man, because it's like a blur.
It was Mudryk and Havertz.
He gave one to Havertz. Yeah, Havertz with the header as well. So the game was just shit. Our season was just shit anyway. I don't really give a shit about this season anyway, because we're literally going to finish what 13th, 14th. Like, there's nothing to play for in that game. There's no excitement if we even win today anyway. We're like, oh, we won a game. Well, we're 12th. It doesn't even matter. So like the season's just over. I wanted to end. Who we got next? We got Newcastle next.
Yeah, at home.
So yeah, like we're gonna lose that game too. Like we're gonna keep losing. I just pray like next season we're not like this again, because if we're like this, I'm retiring. I'm retiring.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the highlights right now too, because like I'll be honest with you
It's a
guys,
blur.
I was barely paying attention to the game. I was more focused on eating. I was more focused on laughing with the boys. But it's just, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a good
just-
time in that Discord, man.
Oh,
It was a good time, man.
I wish I'd been there. I was out though, which is great.
Our
It's,
Discord is
yeah.
a good time, man.
Bro, I wish I'd been there.
Yeah,
Not for the
was real
sensitive
fun.
hearted though. Not for the sensitive hearted, but yeah.
Oh,
that
bro, I
was-
don't care, bro. I'm not in a sensitive mood, my friend.
Go for it, Scott.
It's
Do your
just,
thing.
it sucks, having a Make-A-Wish kid in midfield. Actually, that's not fair. I'd rather have a Make-A-Wish kid than Gallagher. I'd rather have someone wheelchair bound. Like I'd rather have someone that's like wheelchair bound than that noodle-headed fuck, bro. That fucking spaniel-looking, fucking tail-wagging, hairband-wearing prick. I fucking hate him so much. Oh, this brother doesn't know what commitment is. This guy's never getting married, man. Man doesn't know how to commit. Oh, Pokudoku, mount all day, mount every day, ending in a Y.
Tes-
I'd rather-
Tesco value Grealish, bro. That's what he is, man. Tesco
Man's
value
a
Grealish.
Tesco value Grealish. Man's a Tesco value fucking Aludia or whatever his name was. The dude who flopped to Southampton. This brother makes Marcus Alonso look like Messi. This
Sure.
fucking is.
I was gonna say, like in this
Bro,
game,
he's a waste of good oxygen. He is a waste of space. Like there are kids out there suffering, and there
I can
are
feel the
kids
pain in
countries
Scott's
that are suffering, and this man steals a living every week.
Bro, Scott, I don't know if
Put
it
him on the
was
front
you.
line in
Or,
Ukraine.
What?
Put him on the front line in the Ukraine.
He wouldn't
Scott, I
last
don't know
long,
if it
man.
was. Wait, Scott, I don't know if it was you or Andrew that said it in a previous stream, but this guy must have genuinely had a rich dad to get into the academy, like at a young age.
Is that the
I
football
want
coach?
But
know
now
what
he's playing for a football club.
Oh yeah, Conor Gallagher's dad's a football coach, by the way.
Oh, great.
Well, that's how he got in.
Good, brilliant. It's good.
I couldn't even work out
That
why
explains a
Gallagher
lot.
was.
It's just a shame. It's just a shame he couldn't teach his son an ounce of talent or an ounce of footballing ability.
Oh
Like
my
it's a real shame he couldn't
God.
teach his son anything.
Like, why was he slipping so much though? Like he slipped like 3-4 times today. Like no other player slipped that many times or even once.
He's
Like,
brain dead.
like,
He's
like,
disabled.
I didn't understand. Is he just got shit balance, or is he just
He's got the composure of meth head.
he's
just
genuinely
no-
stupid.
Headphones are not.
There's nothing
like?
like
Do you he's running down the wing, right? And he was literally like his legs are going left, right, like bouncing all over the place. He just couldn't keep his balance or nothing. Like today, he was just couldn't stay on the ground, like on his feet. So I couldn't work it out either. So I don't know. I would sell Gallagher too with Mason. Mason, like people say Mason Mount has to go. I want Gallagher gone too. Gallagher.
I said I'd rather keep Mount. I'd
Yeah,
rather
I
keep
agree.
Mount.
And
I
we
said
was
that
having
I'd
that
rather
debate on Discord.
bring back a Yoko back. Bring
Oh
Drinkwater
my God.
back. Bring Barkley
beg.
back. All of them. I'd give my left testicle to get rid of this guy
Barkley
tomorrow.
is better. Yeah, Barkley. is better
that's
than Gallagher.
crazy. You know, it's pretty bad when you have to get.
No, I'm not giving
back.
any of my body parts for Chelsea, bro. Yeah, it's-
Listen,
I know you don't
who
understand, bro.
Gallagher,
You
bro.
don't understand. I said it on backstage. They should use this man's comps for torture. People would off themselves within 30 seconds.
yeah. But Scott, if I start giving away body parts for Chelsea to upgrade on players, I wouldn't have any, man. I wouldn't have any left because we need so many upgrades in so many areas.
Oh,
It's
Velvy,
insane.
done yesterday. Whatever you want, bro. 100 done.
Henderson is quite bad. He's quite bad
Oh,
too, though.
Quite bad. I'll
Yeah.
take quite bad.
What's
I'll
Gallagher?
take
You
quite bad.
know what? Yeah, like if it's a straight swap, I'd just take a straight swap for that. But like they're both shit anyway. I don't want either. Why do we need to have shit in our club?
I
mean,
can't
that's a
put into
that's a
words.
generous description of Gallagher.
I can't put into words how much this this guy pisses me off watching him play football. Like the thing that fucked me off as well, because I missed it. I only watched like the last 15 minutes of the first half and the rest of the game. The thing I missed, and he did it 3 times. He did it twice in the second half as well. Like, the ball comes to him, all he has to do is put his foot out. Just commit, you pussy bitch, and you're getting a hat trick. But no, this man doesn't know what commitment is.
You saw 3 times. I saw the one opportunity.
He's like me, man. Gallagher is me, basically, bro. Can't commit, bro. Tries.
Bro, I said it before. This man, I'm 100% certain if he's in a relationship, he's getting cheated on. He's a cuck.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, he's fucking gone.
He is what people think Felix is, bro.
He had the audacity as well to turn down everything because he thinks he's a top 6 player as well. So I don't know where he's showing it.
Bro, you're a top 6 worst player, man.
I
Not gonna
I honestly think that under Roman Abramovich, he would have been shoved out in January, bro. He wouldn't have stayed here.
He would have been loaned or shoved.
He'd been shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he runs like he's got horsepower. Like
I think acid is more of like Roman Abramovich's style, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Oh my god, no!
A vat of acid.
Arthur Mello, no.
What is this? A Batman skit from
No,
fucking the 80s?
Chris, we're taking Arthur Mello over Gallagher or whatever the argument
I would
is.
take anyone in the Premier League right now.
I don't know.
In any
I will say
position,
Gallagher has had a
in the
couple good
midfield,
games, but
and
like this
I'm not
game
gonna
today,
lie. I think I'd take Sissoko over fucking Gallagher at this point.
Bro, I would take Sissoko over Mount and Gallagher, man. But that's just me.
there's at least
What-
so good
what?
at what he's doing on the pitch.
We used to
Can
make
someone-
fun of Sissoko from Mel, and now look, we rather
Why
have
do we
Sissoko.
why do we have to have so many English players in our quotas, man? Why can't they like minimize it? Weren't they talking about it like a year ago, 2 years ago? Kind of decrease like the amount of English players we have to have, man.
Yeah, but you don't
Other
need to
than-
start.
It's not
Honestly, other than Reese, I don't want anybody here. Like I honestly wouldn't mind like replacing all of them.
Well, there you said it right there, though, Kai. It's not about the quota. It's about us as a club picking the right ones. Gallagher's not that guy. You know, we can get someone better than him as an English player.
I'd rather Declan Rice. Yeah, let's sell Gallagher for 30 million. Try to get Declan Rice for 60.
Hey, hold on, bro. Hold on.
I'll
with
take
that
Harry
one.
Winks over him.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, I guess he's better.
I would bring Dele Alli back over.
No.
Okay, I don't know about that.
That guy. That
I'd bring
guy
Frank
is
Lampard-
well off the cliff.
I'd bring Frank Lampard out of retirement and have him in our midfield.
Hey, at least they would get him out of the
Yeah.
dugout.
I agree.
At least they would get him out of the
Yes.
dugout, man.
You
Jesus
reckon?
Christ.
You reckon
By
he
the
would
way,
do
I'll
better
say what I was
than
about
right
to say, actually.
Did you guys see the comments that
Hold
Lampard
up, what
made
Chelsea
about
fans
it,
were you talking to? Who the fuck said this?
Bro, the guy have like the generated fucking YouTube Avi, bro. Don't listen to him.
Yeah,
The guy
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
fucking know.
You're talking Chelsea fans on Chat GPT or something like it. Wasn't talking to
Talking
Eddie.
themselves, bro.
When
Minerals,
Potter,
maybe.
The Chelsea fans on
Definitely
Snapchat,
not
bro.
Potter.
Definitely not on any actual Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Now we have one more game. Then then it's their turn to convince us that we're
You
not
laugh
gonna be
at-
shit
you
next
laughing at the
season
same
too.
thing
Bro.
I'm laughing at.
Hey man, it's a laugh of pain, this guy. It's a laugh of pain because I don't
Oh no,
know.
I thought you were laughing at the comment. Oh, at a time, I was gonna say something similar, but I thought it was maybe too distasteful.
Bro,
Yeah,
they were
too
telling
distasteful,
me.
yeah.
They were telling me, Kai, don't worry, next season will be better. I'm like, based on what? I'm like, the owner learned their mistakes. Bowley stepped down. Now I'm scared because like how many
These owners need a good
I didn't say
whipping,
it'd be
man.
better.
These
I
owners
said
need a good
maybe.
whipping, man.
We'll see what happens next season.
My guy stepped up and stepped down and stepped up. He's like fucking doing cardio, man. How many times has he been stepping up and down, man? Like literally, man. Like I'm actually worried because they keep doing changes. I'm starting to think that they're not sure of it. You know? Like I'm not sure what they want like to achieve. Like what's our goal? Honestly, like I am worried for Chelsea, bro. Like I'm not even like joking right now. I'm crying, man. I'm joking because I'm sad inside, man.
Listen, it's better to laugh than cry, as they say, man.
Because I don't know what's our goal here. What's our goal for the next 5 years?
Well, our goal right now is to hit at least 40 likes. 61 of you watching. Make sure you are smashing that like button, as it does help out with the channel. But look, I think. Listen, I think the owners really fucked up this season, as we could tell. As we could see. Today was a prime example. If we could, if we could take our season and define it by one game, I think this game or Brighton. This game or the first Brighton leg might be the game that kind of shows you like this is what our season has been.
I'd
But
say the same.
Yeah, I think for sure. And I was just looking at the highlights. Like we could have lost 6-7-1.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty bad.
I think
but
they
I would say
created
like
5xg. 5xg.
yeah, that's insane. I was gonna say like I think. Look, we got Pachin. All right. 3-year contract supposedly. It looks like we are the owners are starting to fix up on their mistakes. I don't know what the contract negotiations are with Poch, but there are rumors saying that Poch, has his boundaries and owners don't come into the locker room.
They're done.
Manager.
They're done.
Yeah.
It's just pending announcement
Bro,
right now.
I just don't know the details, but I'm
honestly,
hoping that by next season, we improve.
I don't want to be that negative guy, but honestly, I've heard a lot of words, man. Now I want to see actions. Like they can tell me,
I agree.
I'm
we
not
all
gonna
need
be
it.
in the locker room. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. It's like I'm tired. Like I've heard this all season. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
Literally,
Mhm.
they made the biggest mistake they made is one. I know a lot of people are not gonna like this, but Tuchel had to go as well. Like Tuchel had a lot of issues. The football was dire. We barely were winning games. But the fact that they hired Potter instead of Tuchel, and then they kept him until fucking April before they made that decision, when they should have done it in January, when they saw other teams who are smaller than us, above us on the table, sacking their manager, they should have carried. They were like, okay, we fucked up. It's time for us to make a change. But they didn't. Instead, they kept us going until April. Then nobody wanted the job but Lampard. And they got Lampard in, and now we are where we are. Like we're eventually we can even be 13 if we don't win our game next season. Like next game, our last game, we can be 13 in the table, and that's unacceptable.
Next game. We're not winning our next game.
Well, there you go. Then we were gonna finish 13 in a season where everybody was optimistic, telling us how good this owners
We can
are. But
actually finish 14th.
bro, I'm not gonna listen to them. They can
One
tell me
can
all
only-
they want to tell me. I want to see what we are. I want to see what we do next season. I want to see the players we're gonna buy.
They got Camille.
Because if they're gonna go again against a bunch of 21-year-old, 22-year-olds, and when we have no spine in the team, I'm not gonna be convinced. It's gonna have the same thing. That's what
Yeah.
worries me.
There is a lot of concerns.
Because I can ask you, do we look like a team that spent 600 million?
Fuck no.
I
The
would
only
say
player that
I
can
would-
hold their head up high with the transfer window from
Oh.
January is probably okay. Maybe
Madueke,
Madueke,
I
but
would
did
say-
he really do much?
Madueke
Bashili
is
and
decent.
Bashili, but I was mostly targeting that at Enzo.
And Enzo,
Really?
yeah, I was gonna say.
I would say most of the people from the January transfer window
Yeah.
can have their held high, because
Ah.
I'd say all of
I
them
don't
bar
know.
one. I would say all of them bar one has shown enough for me that they were worth the investment.
Is your bar one the same bar one as mine, Mudrik?
Probably. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Because
listen,
it's not just,
like
it's not just the shown for the level of investment. It's also the off the pitch stuff that we kind of touched on yesterday,
yeah.
which is then compounded by performances like today, where I understand he's raw and he's young, but motherfucker, can you learn how to touch your football? I hope you don't touch your girlfriend like that, because
that
Jesus
is
Christ, I'm
cock.
surprised you're single.
That is,
I'm
he's
single, my man. If you're touching your girlfriend like that, bro, fucking hell,
bro, he's the white Lukaku of the touch, man. Today when I saw a touch, I was like, that's Lukaku.
bro, he makes Lukaku look like Messi or Neymar with the touch.
But why is that? When he first came in, his touch was so crisp. Remember the game
Let's
against
have it
Liverpool?
right.
I don't know what does this club do to players when they come
Maybe
with
he's
good reputation,
confidence,
they
bro.
just
They
turn
just
to-
lose
touched him
confidence, bro.
apparently. Jesus.
Hey, yo, man, he's a lad.
Obviously,
Listen.
not touching him in a good way, bro, because they lose everything. Man. Hey, man.
Listen, look, I'm looking at. I was one of the people that was saying like, you know what, just let Mudrik start. But in the back of my head, I was like, I think if Madueke's starting and he's proven himself, how many times do we have to have Mudrik start and we see performance like this?
Sorry, what has Madueke done? I just want to know.
I would say Madueke's done enough from what we've seen that
What? No. You're falling for it again. You're falling for it again. Just because we've played shit all season, someone does a turn or a little dribble, everyone jizzes in their pants.
Dribble.
Okay.
But the thing is, like Madueke and Felix, they fall in the same category of creativity.
He gets in good positions, but once again, terrible passing and doesn't make the right decision. Okay, that's all he does. He has not done anything to convince me that he should start at all.
Am I the only one who thinks that we need one world-class player from 25-27 in every position?
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
No. No.
no, I don't
I
think
honestly think we do.
Need-
I
need a
honestly
couple.
think we
Definitely
don't
need
have
a
enough of quality players, man. We don't have quality players, man.
I think the experience factor is definitely a thing you have to look at. I mean,
It's not.
look at-
Oliver, I don't think
mean-
it's experience though. I think quality-wise, right now, I don't think they have the quality. Maybe
No,
in the
but
future
you-
they will have it, but right now
No,
I
but
don't
you,
think they
men-
have it.
you mentioned that age profile though, 25 to 27. I mean, look at the guy I've got on my Avi, Thiago Silva. People wanted to tell me that this guy is washed and he's having a bad season by his standards. He comes out of the team and look at Fofana, just completely lost all composure and put in that disaster class. So I just want to say to those people, I hope you got whatever pleasure you got out of saying that Thiago Silva's had a bad season.
They should have.
And we need more players like this in every position because some of these players clearly need to have their hands held in certain moments.
And I agree with you, Kai. You know what's sad though? It's that like, if you look at our last 4 transfer windows, those experienced players are starting to go. We lost. Real quick, Ahmed. We lost Rudiger. We lost Jorginho. We're on our way to lose
Christensen.
Kovacic.
Christian was just young, but he was still experienced. He was there for a long time.
Sure, and we're maybe potentially letting go of Conte now. Like
we're losing Aspie too.
We're losing Aspie.
Are we?
But Aspie's already dead, bro. Aspie's like he's like a rotten animal on the side of the road that you keep using.
Are we really forgetting that these players that you're talking about were shit in the league for the past 3 years as well?
No, Andrew, I'm not saying don't sell them.
No, this isn't targeting anyone. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think we're romanticizing, we're revising how like suddenly those players that have left were the ones that holding us together. I would just say this: in the league, we have been atrocious.
Our attack has been atrocious.
No.
No, midfield.
No, the entire team has been atrocious in the league for the past 4 seasons. Okay,
But not this bad though.
No, that's fine, but we're not. But we're talking about different levels of shit. Do you know what I mean? This is the worst shit. But we got.
This is diarrhea shit.
Yeah, this is worse than diarrhea, bro.
Top 4 in 1920 on 66 points.
He's getting electrified and dying.
We allowed Ollie to jump over us, and we had to confirm it. The next season, we had to. Spurs had to. I know we won the European Cup, so wouldn't matter anyway. But Spurs had to beat Leicester for us to finish in the top 4. Last year, after we exceeded, I think, Madrid, we had a double-digit lead over both Arsenal and Spurs in 3rd place. Yeah, it took to like the second to last game to confirm us in Champions League.
I think Spurs only finished 1 point below
exactly.
us.
In league football, this team, this club, for the past 4 years, has been mid-table at best in form-wise. It's atrocious. This is our bread and butter. This is what you base your team on. Not cup competitions where things can happen. And the Champions League is the hardest cup competition to win. Fine, no problem. But it is a cup competition where you can, you raise your standards to say your best. But in the league, we have been atrocious. We've lost 16 games this season. I bet you, I don't. So that's when I go back and go like, oh, if we had all these leaders and stuff. Like, I agree, we should have more leaders. And everyone goes on about Thiago Silva. Well, where's his leadership been? Where's his leadership been? We look towards him and say he's a great player, but you know what? He goes hiding with the rest of the players as well when something happens to the team. He's part of it. If everyone wants to praise him, then you damn well sure better criticize him when the rest of the team and him do not perform well.
But Andrew,
okay?
Don't you think the morale of the team is so low because of
where
we've been left?
This Kai, I said it to you, didn't I? I said it, Kai. This guy Lampard and owners again made a mistake. This guy ripped this squad to shreds when he left, and everyone keeps forgetting there's at least 8 or 9 players left in that squad when he left. They're still there. They hate this guy. They hate this guy. He comes out today and goes, oh, the training is not at a high standard. You've been only 2 months.
You run the training.
Only 2 months. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be training them. What do you mean doing a dump?
Well, he doesn't take any responsibility. Even with the first
he doesn't know how to train because he's not completed his licenses. He doesn't know how to train. This guy sits there and he brings on Ziyech. And this is not against Ziyech, but why bring on Ziyech?
Look at Ahmed sparkle. Look at the eye sparkle, Ahmed, bro.
Right,
as soon as he heard Ziyech, bro.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like, just really.
You
think Ziyech is going to be here?
Andrew, do you think we would have been where we are now if the players weren't so mentally defeated? Because I don't think any owner in football would have kept Potter here until April.
Kai, we now have this in concrete, right? The decision to keep him on was based on ego. Look at the payout. Do you remember what we were told? Oh, we're going to have to give him 60 million. It was 13 million. It was 13 million, right? So that means that was an ego trip. That was an ego trip from the owners, not just Bowley, but Egbali as well. He doesn't escape this as well. Egbali doesn't escape this as well. This is Bowley and Egbali.
He does fucking not escape that. That shady motherfucker, bro.
Criticism, man. Because he was actually, if you read the reports, guy, it was Egbali pushing for Lampard to come in, not even Bowley. But Bowley's going to get the blame no matter what because he's a face.
Bro, didn't they do a history check on us? Didn't they see what Lampard took us for?
They did not. They saw it as it was a vanity appointment.
But it brings me.
Here's Lampard with the shiny keys, Chelsea fans. Look over here. Brings me. Look at him distract you.
It brings me back to my point, Andrew. What exactly gives? Like this is why I tell when people tell me, "Oh, next season we're gonna be good." I'm like, based on what? So far, I haven't seen anything that they're gonna indicate to me that this season's gonna be all the. Because if they admit that they made a mistake. They say, "Oh, we're here for a long run." But how are you going to improve that and make sure that in the long run we're not going to go back to the same results?
I'm not making any predictions.
Because their strategy. Okay, Pochettino. I don't know if he's going to be good or bad. I don't know what Scott stands on. I don't know what you guys stand on. Pochettino would have been my first choice, but I'll still give him a chance because I rather him over a guy like Potter. Yeah. But as far as the player profile that we're still targeting really young players. We're going to let go of all our seniors. So I don't know what exactly is going to change. The Mudryk signing, I still can't fucking get my head wrapped around it. We could have got Leao for the same price.
I'm not even predicting what we're going to do next season until February 1st of 2024. That'll be after the January transfer window. Because I can tell you right now, I'm not making any predictions of this Chelsea side because we've got a lot to get out and we need key personnel in goalkeeper, striker, and two midfielders coming in. So anyone thinking that Poch is going to come in and suddenly turn it around without actually adding all those, you're in cloud cuckoo land. And if they don't, if they don't address those areas, especially goalkeeper, all those areas, then I would say this: be prepared to finish around the same area again. Yeah. Be prepared, and I won't blame Poch for it either. I will not blame Poch for it either. Not even if we start playing shit football because of what he's been given and not addressed.
I just want to say quickly.
I want to see. Sorry, Ahmed, just to finish the sound. I just want to see what is this project that they sold Enzo, bro. I want to see that presentation, bro.
By the way, he was class tonight, man. He was absolutely class tonight.
I want to know what exactly did, because it's surely not the money because that motherfucker's getting paid 70K, man. Like, which is not that much. So how did that happen, man?
Yeah, I just want to say quickly, man. At the end of the day, man, this has just been a bust season, man. I just hope they learn from their lessons. That's the only thing you can hope for, because these guys, whether we like it, whether I like it, or whether everyone likes it, or they're the new owners for the long term. From what we can see so far, they need to. I hope they learn from their mistakes, and in the summer we can get this stuff sorted out quickly. You bring in the guys that you need quickly, and you let the guys that you need to leave as much as you can quickly. Get this situation sorted out, and then at least you can give the owner a clean slate. There's not the old players that are still here that need to be sold. There's not nothing that's gonna cause any more problems, and that's it, man.
Hey, Lewis, we told you. Lewis, we told you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Yes. Lewis, bro.
We told you, bro. We told you. If I have to see that prick during this highlight reel.
Yeah, this is the highlight for him. This is the second goal.
Oh no, I can see him actually. I can see that dude not doing anything, just standing there doing the dickle.
I think my video is actually having some technical difficulties here.
Oh, your video's fucked like Chelsea, man.
I will say I do
pretty
just
much.
on the transfer window thing in the summer. I stand by what I said yesterday. When it comes to actually the transfer window aspects of the summer, I genuinely have no worries. Despite all the shit that's going on, I do have no worries about the window, because I think the owners and the what's it called, the scouting hub, whatever it's called, have shown that when it comes to incomings and outgoings, they are, for the most part, like they are well versed or adept at getting players in, getting players out. I don't worry about that aspect. I'm more worried about how Pochettino is going to get this team playing, how he's going to have the players playing, who's staying, who's not who's staying, but who's going to be a core part of the team going forward, and this, that, and the other.
Chelsea casting couch, man. Very on, they got this.
And going off that point, I think.
That, bro. No, not me.
going off Scott's point, I think it's like if you can't looking from the team, you could clearly see what the team needs. Like I don't feel like it's that impossible to fix the issues we have. We need 3 quality players in this team and a good coach, and you could at least get top.
Even a game like tonight, Shabby, sorry to interrupt. Like some of the things, like even with a game like tonight, there's a few players I look at and go, cool, I can see there is something there, and with the right manager, I believe that you can become something. As I said, like a guy like Noni, for example, Madueke, I feel like there is something there, and with the right manager, he can become good, he can become a player. There are some players that should never play football again, never mind playing for Chelsea again, should never grace a football pitch again, like ever in their lives. Like, and it's getting rid of them. It's having them nowhere near the team, and then having the guys that, even at the minute might not be looking their best, still have a little bit about them where they look like they can contribute in the future on the pod, and focusing on those guys and improving those guys.
Going off you, right? You look at the game like today. I think it's Lampard's. If you have a back four of Hall, Chalobah, Fofana, and Aspie, and you expect not to concede, you're fucking dumb. But if you look at how we were playing today and the chances that we created in the first half, if we had any type of a serious striker, we would score 2-3 goals in that first half. Even though Man U had the counterattacks, they were just breezing through us. But we also had clear-cut chances as well. You feel me? And that game could have been different in the first half, but the second half, I just think Lampard is just so fucking stupid. I don't know how. I don't know who in their right mind thinks to even bring back Lampard. I would even take Sam Allardyce over Lampard, but I don't really think we're that far off. I just think this club needs stability, and they need to make the right signings. We need to clear out first, make the right signings, get a proper preseason.
Bro, but the problem is that's the basic in every team, though. Like like you say, we need the right signing, but like every team needs the right signing. The fact that we're not making those signing, and we have 6 people in one fucking role, like Joe, what's his name, the Joe Shield guy, what's his name, the German guy, what?
That's why I feel like it shouldn't be that hard, Kai. Like I really feel like it shouldn't be that hard.
It shouldn't be, but obviously, like it's like, is Marina better than all of these guys? Like, no, she isn't. So why are we where we are? Something gotta be fucking wrong for us to be 13. We're not like 6th or 7th or 8th with 13, with 10, 12 on the table. Going 13. Something is obviously fucking wrong, man.
I don't think where we are though. Sorry, Andrew, I don't think where we are is due to the signings for me personally. Like you can say the summer window is poor, but I think where we are is because of the on the pitch stuff, in terms of the manager, the players, the choice of decisions in terms of the on the pitch stuff. That's why where we're. I don't put a lot in terms of the transfers and the signings and this, that, and the other. Like apart from, you can say that summer window is bad in terms of some of the guys we signed, but even with some of the guys we signed, like I pointed out earlier, he's been pretty poor this season, or like on a previous stream, and Sterling's still our top goal scorer in all comps. It just shows you the level at which everyone else has played at. Yeah. Like even a guy like Gugray, who's been bad, I would still this season say I would say that he's been in terms of the whole season, been about the same level, or only just a little bit under Chilwell, because I'd say Chilwell has had some good highs and some very bad lows, and like that's what this that's what this season has done. It's made everyone that we've signed just look mediocre in some games or at certain periods. There are a couple of guys I think are no hope, Koulibaly being one, but yeah, I just think a lot of it's just on the pitch stuff.
You also have to look at the Tuchel that was in at the beginning, whether obviously I'm pretty sure we all rate Tuchel. That wasn't like the same Tuchel maybe from 1 year and a half ago. That situation at that time was not. Sorry. I'm trying to comprehend this clip I'm saying. Okay, sorry, yeah.
My computer's fucking
yeah, I'm trying to make the point that the managers that we had. If you look at Tuchel, for example, that situation wasn't great considering he had some personal issues that he was dealing with, and then obviously there were quotes coming out about who's good, the coach that we had and everything. So that wasn't great. He didn't bring in Potter. Potter didn't seem to have an effect with the players, and then he started playing for his own job, started and leaving players out on the bench. So there was literally no coherence there. And then you bring in Frank Lampard, a guy that, I think, Surfer just said it best, literally, had beef with like the majority of these players that were here beforehand, and now he's come back. So I don't know what
I wouldn't trust this Lampard guy to run a fucking bath, let alone a training session.
That's what I'm saying. And then, like, you hear quotes like, for example, today he said, "Oh, overall the training thingy was not good collectively," and it's like, but you're the guy that's meant to be training them, bro. You're the one that's on the full team to do these wonders, whatever it is, these attacks, these 1-2 touches, 1-2 passes. So how can you not teach them that, bro?
Bro, that's not even the thing that annoyed me the most. Remember when he was talking about like players who don't want to beat at Chelsea? They should leave Chelsea. Watch the interview he did about Mount today, man.
Yeah.
And then you see the Mount interview, and then he's but just quickly, you see the Mount interview, right? And it's like, oh, so it's basically that's what favoritism. So whenever it's one of your guys, they're like, oh, it's not really the 1 or 2 things about it, you can leave the Chelsea, whatever it's. But when it's someone else that you don't like, it's like, oh, he's not playing for the badge. That's, you know what I mean? It's hypocritical behavior.
How is Lampard so shit as a? I really can't get how he's so shit as a man.
Because he's just.
I can easily guess, right? This man's ego is huge, right? It's huge, right? He thinks he's smarter than everyone else, and he thinks that he should just be his presence should his presence should inspire. He doesn't have to do anything. Just Frank Lampard himself has to go onto the training pitch. They look at him and they go, "Oh my god, we've got to play for Frank Lampard. He's the best." Like that. That's it. That's all it is. He hasn't completed his coaching licenses.
But you know what this?
He hasn't completed them in 4 years.
For me, what it is as well is like just because I think it's also because he's a student of Mourinho, and I don't. This isn't to blame Mourinho, but I don't know if I can't. I think it was on one of Lewis's streams. I don't know if Andrew you're on or Javi you're on, but we spoke about Neymar and like him coming to the bridge, and like we were speaking about like you can't really learn off him because he's an enigma, and I think it's kind of the same for Mourinho. I think Mourinho is a bit of an enigma as a manager. So you can't really learn off him.
I get what you're saying.
And I think that's what Lampard is, and we've seen this before. Rodgers is another one. They're both students of Mourinho, and look at their egos. Their egos are massively inflated for what they are actually.
Yeah, because only I get what you're saying, Scott. Only they could do what they do. Like you feel me? Only Mourinho could do what Mourinho
and
does.
The thing is as well though, like with Rodgers, at least he has things to back it up. Like he's got the FA Cup with Leicester, that he's got the treble with Celtic. Say what you want about the Scottish League, but like that's still a success. Like he's got the things to back it up. This wanker has nothing to show for it. He took Derby from 5th to 6th and then failed in the playoffs. Took Chelsea from 4th to 4th. Took Everton from relegation to relegation. Bro, if it wasn't for the fact that he came in too late, he'd nearly relegate 2 teams in a season.
Like I keep saying when I talk about Man City, how well they run, they looked at Chelsea, took the best parts and didn't do the worst parts. Lampard looked at Mourinho, took the worst parts, but never listened or focused on the good parts. Because Mourinho's abrasive nature in the media, when he's protecting his players and his clubs, is one of the best around. But he's a fantastic coach as well. He's a fantastic man manager as well, mostly. I know he's fallen out with players, but he took the war. He looked at his man management and he took the work. What worked for him doesn't work. He thinks that what works for him works for modern day players right now, and it doesn't. It just doesn't. You have to adapt to modern day players, okay? Because that's what happens. Because there are more of them than you, and you will go faster out of the club than them. Yeah. So you have to adapt. Also, and that's what's been so fascinating watching Pep actually adapt this season. The difference around adapt to a hard and stuff like that. Like what he does with Bernardo Silva, starting him sometimes at left back, and something like playing John Stones in midfield and stuff like that. But he adapted to the situation. And I'm going to the extreme when I'm talking about Pep, because he's one of the best managers of all time. But look at De Zerbi when he's coming at Brighton. He took what was built by Graham Potter and he rocket boosted that shit to the moon. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. It's just
Andrew, I'll go one further. Andrew, I'll go one further.
Big up, make sure you smash that like button. Beautiful game.
The thing is, Andrew, you can go one further. Let's talk about a guy who Lampard got compared to a few years ago in Arteta, who's taken a team to challenging for the title. Say what you want about him. He took a guy who was one of their top best centre backs last season, played him at right back, and it worked. And it's worked because he's found a way to suit him, and he's changed his way. Like he's managed to get a tune out of Xhaka. He's managed to change certain things about certain players to make the team work. When Jesus went out, managed to find a way to make it work in terms with Trossard playing him as a number 9. Like found ways to make it work. and that's a guy that some people don't necessarily rate that highly, and who was Lampard was compared to a few seasons ago. Sorry. Just with this, by the way, can anyone explain to me, because I've been staring at this for like 5-10 minutes, I can't explain it. The fuck is Mudryk playing left centre back?
What? Oh,
That's Mudryk
over
there.
here.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Because
Sorry,
he has to
just-
figure it out by himself, Scott. Like,
I only brought this up to point out that
Yeah, no, I saw that. But has the concept of passing your man on not been taught to these players?
I'm
The
telling
fuck is he
you, man.
man marking Wan-Bissaka there?
I feel so
Because-
bad for Enzo. I feel so bad for
That's
Enzo.
what.
Yeah,
what
I
you're
feel bad
looking
for
at
Enzo
here,
too.
What you're looking at here, and we've seen it before because he's with us, and we saw it at Everton. This guy or his coaches, and if they weren't obviously not watching this, but any coach that's under Lampard right now, get out to save your career. Get out right now, because you are only making it worse by staring at him. This guy cannot coach defense. We saw it before, okay? And also, I don't know what the game plan is. I mean, Enzo tonight just went freeform. He just did what he wanted to do, and he was the best player on the pitch, even better than the Man United player.
And I think all of our players go free for him.
Yeah, no, but Enzo just went fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Like
He had to do that, man.
He did it in the first half. You saw him. He did a gesture like, "What's going on?" and just went, "Screw it." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, last
one
game
else
as
is gonna
well.
do it.
I just think for me
Yeah.
also, if I look at like obviously Lampard's not teaching you guys anything on the pitch. At least like within yourselves, try to come up with some form of a plan. But then again, you got guys like Gallagher, he's not.
Ahmed.
You're forgetting something,
Sorry,
Ahmed.
What am I forgetting?
I don't even
Thing is this.
want to talk about Gallagher.
The thing is,
I mean,
Ahmed, is this
Kurt.
right? This is a nothing game.
Hey,
end of the
we're not the
season,
only ones frustrated with
And the
Gallagher. We see
slate
Enzo right here.
is going to be wiped clean in just over 90 minutes for some of these guys. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Also, as well, just like with some of these players though, like there's no
Dear
leaders
Kai.
on the pitch though.
Later,
See ya,
Kai.
bro.
Like there's no leaders on the pitch. So who are you apart from like Enzo, who as we're seeing here is doing the best he can? But like, who's telling these guys what to do? Like you've got Kepa. He's apparently meant to be a leader. Why am I not seeing him instruct people and be direct? He can see the whole pitch. He can see the whole of the thing, like everything. Like there's no leaders on that pitch.
First
The
of
thing
all,
with
that's supposed to he's not supposed to get that much time on the ball to pick up his pass like that. Oh, I guess that's why Enzo is yelling at this dumb
Yelling
mother.
at him,
This
yeah.
dumb. Oh my god, bro! I can't.
Sorry.
Like, there's no words to describe how I despise this player. I think
Oh
like
yeah, you and me both, Javi. You missed what I said backstage, what I said earlier. Like, bro, this guy, I can't say what I want to say about him. I can't.
oh my
like-
god, bro! You know when Felix kicked the ball at a player that was on the ground? I think like 2 games at the bridge.
I told you, Scott, what I described him as. It's like when you play
He-
pro clubs, but you've got an AI fullback.
Yeah, I saw that, bro.
Andrew, and it's like even what he's supposed to be good at, right? Just running and pressing. He doesn't even press well because he just runs straight into a player.
You don't
don't
curve
even-
his run, no.
He doesn't even
Because
angle
of
a press, passing lanes. You might as well just run, go cross country. Go do that, please. Stop playing this game, bro.
Do you know what the thing is as well, Javi? Though, but look at what happens as well because of him not doing anything. Carney has to like go leave his man to rest him. And now look, Fernandez has got a clear pass left into a guy in free space because Chukwuemeka has to leave his man. Like this fucking brain dead dumb mother. I fucking
God, there's one.
Oh,
I think it's not even a chance that he missed, right? There was one play where we had like a break.
Yeah.
There were
He
2
missed
players
the
over the left.
Yeah.
2 players. This motherfucker shifts it on his right and shoots, bro. I'm
Oh no,
like,
Javi, that wasn't. I think you missed it earlier. I said earlier that wasn't what annoyed me. There was 3 opportunities. 2 of them were open goals. Bro, the ball gets played across to him. He just has to stick a leg out, commit. That's all you have to do is commit, and you got 2 tap-ins. Doesn't even bother. I was like, the third one because he did it once in the first half, but I missed that. I saw that in the highlights. He did it again where if he'd touched the ball down, it was from Felix. If he touched the ball down, it would have been a 1-on-1 with the keeper. Just didn't commit.
yeah, I remember that.
And but the third one, it was right at the end of the game. Wouldn't have made a difference to the score. Ball goes across the front, like the 6-yard box. He's on the back post to tap it in. Doesn't bother. Just commit.
Scott, it's not even the attacking fit point of the game because now
when he's trying to keep possession and he loses it like in half. And now the other, I swear,
Bro,
Man
come
United
on,
started
man.
4-5 counterattacks off
Bro,
Gallagher.
that was literally
Gallagher.
30 seconds into the second half, I think it was, or a minute in the second half, and he loses it and we nearly concede. Fuck.
Anyway, man, also another thing, right? Lampard in his press conferences keep saying, "Oh, if you don't train well, if you don't do that in training, then you can't in the game," right? You all know there's players that go super hard in training, like, but they are fucking not quality. Like, you can't just go off. You have to use your fucking brain. Isn't he supposed to have like a 160 IQ or something?
Apparently not. Apparently
They missed
not.
the minus.
Not with the way he's been tactically playing.
Aspie
was
is
a decimal
fucking
point in a
hauling
106.
ass at the end of the game. What makes you think not to even put, even though I don't rate Chalobah, put him on the right and put someone in the CB? Rashford is just like, oh, I got the ball. Let me go at him. I know he's tired. How do you not see the simple stuff?
I can't
It's probably stubbornness too. Go ahead, Ahmed.
I felt sorry for Aspi, bro, because that guy, man, he had to face. Who did he have to face first on that wing? No, it was
Sancho
he faced
first.
Sancho first, and then he had to go for Rush, and then tweaked his hamstring on Martial. Then he had to go face Rashford all game. Rashford went out.
Poor
Nacho came in.
Damn.
Yo, that guy was just getting cooked, fam. You know, I'm so sorry for him, man. It was actually
Man can barely run on two legs. He was forced to run on one today.
Man, you need to.
Christ.
Wow, damn, man.
Big up, everybody.
Big up,
How y'all doing?
Big up, Alex.
Yo,
But
Alright,
doing
so-
terrible.
listen, Alex, don't get caught up with these waste of time Chelsea players, man.
I was just got here to the islands, and watching the game on the phone wasn't kind of like productive, especially the way they played. So I cannot actually tell you how I feel, because I tell you the truth is only frustration based on what I saw, and it's not like I have like a big ass screen on like driving and everything, and people in the south driving skills are not quite amazing, and my temper is not quite like to the point of have a family in the car and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to watch the game again tomorrow. Probably I'll watch it.
Can't lie, you did not.
I wouldn't recommend it, bro.
Nah, I recommend it because if he sees the first half, he could take a lot from that.
I saw all the goals, and what else is new? I saw all the missed chances. What else is new? You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. It's just I was quite impressed with Chukwuemeka actually. I was quite impressed with him today and stuff like that. So with the other two, what's his name? The guy on the right, what's his name? Madueke. Again, good pressure, good like a going against the players, but still no end product. Still would like to see same thing from Mudryk, but he doesn't get the same service as Madueke does. You know what I'm saying? Like we always attack for the right side. It's like freaking we have a stroke and our left side got affected by that stroke. You know what I'm saying? Like we got paralyzed, we're not using it. We only know how to use the right side of the field. There's a couple of chances Mudryk did well, but same thing as Madueke, did well in the build-up, did shit all at the final third.
I think,
but I cannot say how good the individual players were, because like I said, I need to watch it on a bigger screen so I can actually see it. But the build-up was pretty good. We split it the way like when we went through the midfield, we kind of split the United midfield quite easily actually. Again, the chances that we should have put it up could change the game, you know what I'm saying? But individual mistakes like Fofana, what can I say? Those like freaking like a Gallagher probably will do the same thing in defense as Fofana done today. So you know what I'm saying? Like can't put my head around it. How you cannot Kai Havertz that header, how you cannot even hit it on the target. The goal. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Chance.
The what?
Mudryk had a chance in the first like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was scream for me. That was Fernando Torres one. That was Fernando Torres moment. And I was like, how? Like how? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Timo Werner even was like Timo Werner. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the chance.
But yo, I get like Nani's far from the finished product. He has a lot to work on, but at least you could combine down him with that right hand side. I think in this game, what it showed me, like I'm not giving up on Mudryk yet, but he has to get embedded into this league. His first touch is kind of poor. Like a lot of stuff, like giving the ball away and that led to transition. Like I see some good stuff when he cuts in and he goes like inside and do those link up and do those strong runs. But I think he needs to learn. His first touch can't be the same like it is in Ukraine. You have to have the way you have to receive the ball is different. You have like it's hard because Hall and him, you know, linking up with Hall and him, they don't got that chemistry yet.
Yeah.
But I think we did have a couple good attacks from that left hand side. But I don't. Yeah.
I'll be honest, man. Like, and this might be a hot take, but I've been saying this from the jump. Like, I don't care for having Mudryk start. I really don't. If he's gonna start, let him earn his start. We saw what happened with Madueke. He came in as a sub, looked impressive, you know, ended up getting us a goal against Arsenal, and then he gets his continuing start, which is one thing that I'll say. Like Lampard's been, I think, doing well, is that he gave Madueke his start because he earned it from merit, I guess, quote unquote, whatever merit means to Lampard. But with Mudryk, I'm just not seeing it, man. We've seen this guy start multiple times now. You could tell he's not ready. He gets benched. You know, he comes in for a little bit. People keep asking, oh, so let's start Mudryk. And then we see the same shit again. So, like, let this kid come off the bench. Let him earn his starts. Like, he's still a kid.
That's the problem. Exactly. That's my point. You cannot have a full team of kids. Like, one of them can start, not all of them at once. That's what happens when you have like you know what I'm saying. This is what happens. Did anybody was actually I cannot say like the game that did United actually beat us or did we actually did it?
Oh, United.
Actually, no, Marshall. The second half they did, but I think we beat ourselves more because
I'd say we did it
because
to ourselves.
That's what.
Man. Like we
that's what my question is. Did we do it to ourselves or the United was that good?
I'd say first half especially it was ourselves. I'd say second half they outplayed us. Second half I think they played us off the pitch.
Because we had
first
chances.
half, we did it to ourselves. First half we like were better than them and we just didn't finish our chances. And then we made dumbass errors and then they scored.
Alex, the XG was 5.
Yeah, and a lot of that came from like
as in like expecting. Basically, they what they did is right.
They hit the post like 5 times this game.
They targeted Wesley Fofana throughout that second half. That's how bad we played. He was terrible today. I had people in the group chat trying to tell me that Chalobah had a bad game. Wesley Fofana was crap today, and they targeted him. They targeted him all throughout that second half, and he gave away that penalty, that stupid kick out,
and the pass too, and the pass
as well. And he did the same against City as well. He had a.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go eat some seafood, so I'm gonna treat myself.
Yeah, treat yourself, man.
Do not watch the game.
Don't watch the game.
You deserved it. You
better watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna no. I'm gonna watch it because I wanna break it down for myself.
You wanna suffer?
You don't need to break it down. You don't score one.
Alex, you're better off watching Brighton 4-1. You're better off watching Southampton. You'll enjoy those games more than this game.
I'll tell you what, forget breaking the game down. He's going to break down watching that.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to break down watching it. Jesus Christ.
I just want to see if the like my question was did we play that bad or was there any positive side of the game?
Alex, the first half, if we score that goal to Mudryk, because they scored right after, Casemiro would have not. Like on the first half, we definitely should have won that game in the first half.
Bro, Enzo's the only positive out today.
By the time they were 2-0 up, Alex, by the time they're 2-0 up, it was easy for them to just capitalize off of transitions. All they had to do was sit back and wait for us to turn over the ball, and then they just breeze through our midfield. And
I mean,
it was always like a 3-on-4. Like
Yeah, I remember it was always counterattack, and I couldn't
always
watch
like
it.
that, you know?
It was always counter.
But I
Anyway,
had
guys,
many-
enjoy
I
it.
had
I'll see you guys later.
All right, man.
Have a good
I had
one,
many
guys.
fans saying, "Yo, bro, that first half you should have been up." Like, you know what I mean?
I did want
Yeah.
to touch on a couple of things that we spoke about. I want to say I think there were a couple of positives today. I think Enzo was a positive. I think Chukwuemeka was a positive. And I think, to be fair, like I think the subs, or like some of them were positive. It was just they were made at stupid times and just didn't make any sense. I thought that Felix, when he came on, looked bright. I thought he made a difference, but that's not hard to do considering who he replaced. I thought that even though like no one wants him playing, I thought that Ziyech came on and looked okay. Like it looked like he obviously set up the goal. He looked decent, but like it was just at that point we were 4-0 down, so it's like who really cares at that point. But just touching on the Fofana thing, like we touched on the error he made last week, or not last week, like the weekend, and with that one, like it's a stupid error, but like there were ways that you could break that down and go like at least like the idea of the pass was like kind of made sense, right? Like in terms of why you're trying to hit that first time, where you're trying to hit that, like, it kind of made sense. This one is just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you playing it there? Why, even if it goes to who you're trying to play it to in Chalobah, what's the point? Like, you've just made a sideways pass. You're not progressing the ball. You're just passing it sideways. For what? Like, it's just it's so bad.
I mean, if you want to go lateral, pass to Kepa. Safer
Or
pass.
pass it out wide. Pass it to the fullback.
That's an
Like,
argument.
you know what Fofana strikes me as? He strikes me as like a Varane type CB where he needs an alpha next to him. Like, he can't just be. He can't. He needs like
Right, that made me
you know how
laugh.
Sergio Ramos was to Varane, like that type of center back pairing. He needs like Silva to direct him. Because
I said it earlier.
Fofana,
yeah.
if you're watching this, Xavi just
Nah,
basically said he
it's
said
critical.
you're
Like it's constructive criticism, but look how he plays. He's good at the recovery, the tackling, but let's be honest. Like decision making and passing out from the back is not really. He can develop it, but it's not really his strong suit. So it's like he's just kind of going off of his like instinct of who to pass. Like he sees the first pass. Like it's not like Thiago Silva where I like if I pass it this way, on angle, this will be better for the person in front of me. Like there's times where Enzo wanted it to be threaded through the needle of those two midfielders, but he doesn't trust himself in those to make the right pass. You know what I mean? So it's and they always tell you like square passes are like very dangerous and risky. So it's just like he's a good player, but he needs like that guidance. He's still young, to be honest. You know what I mean?
I can't like the thing with I agree with you, Javin. I think that Badiashile can be that guy in terms of the alpha next to him. Based on what I've seen, obviously it's early, but based on the limited amount of time I've seen him play, I think he can be that guy. And I'd say, I'll be honest, like I know obviously we want, like depending on what happens next season, like if we need Silva to play more games, I'd prefer him to play with Badiashile at this point. I think depending on the injury, like what is happening there, I think I'd prefer him to play next to Badiashile and Fofana to be the third choice.
They balance each other better, Scott. They really do. They complement each other too.
All the things you said there in terms of what Fofana has been doing, especially the last two games, Badiashile does or was doing before he got dropped for no reason.
Oh, now he's injured.
Yeah, and the thing is, as well, with Badiashile is we saw these kind of moments in a couple of games. I can't remember what game it was, but there was that game where, like, the first 10, 15 minutes, he looked shaky. It looked like they were trying to get at him.
Crystal Palace, I think it was.
Potentially that was. And then after those first 10, 15 minutes, solid.
Yeah,
brilliant. And it's
you
like,
know what
and that's the thing. If you can get through that 10, 15 minute period, like we saw it today, Fofana couldn't. And it ended up costing him the game because then United showed, like as Andrew said, United then got at him the whole game because they knew they could.
You know what I can't like. I know it's the end of the season, but basics like man, you don't even have to work for the chances. Not even like they had to do anything special or spectacular. All they had to do was wait till capitalize over turnovers in the midfield and go. And it's like a training session. You're like, all right, you're not going to score every 4-on-3 counter that you get, but two of those are going to go in. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's just been this season.
Yeah, that's not just United. That's every team. Like literally.
Yeah. I was using that as a reference, but it's just too easy to play against us. Like
to beat Chelsea, you have to just turn up and be organised. It doesn't take any amazing individual quality. It's just turn up and be disciplined, and you'll get your chance.
Yeah, and just play counterattack because it takes a lot for us to score. So just sit back and just wait for us to mess up and our def. But it's like, honestly, like that back line, guys, how do we not expect to score, like concede? How do you have a pairing of Chalobah and Fofana and think that's going to work with? I think Hall played well. That's not no knock, but like that whole back four, like it was never going to work out. And even though Enzo balled out, he's not a 6, man. Like he can play there, but he's way more effective. Like look at the pass for Gallagher, right? If he's in those positions way more often during the game with actually brain, like footballers who have a brain, not like Gallagher and stuff, he's creating a lot of chances a game.
I was gonna say,
it sucks though because we don't even. Silva wasn't playing.
Oh no, what's wrong with him? He's on the bench, right?
He was on the bench.
Why play him? Just give him a rest, man. You've played the shit out of him all season.
Things he needs to play though, because otherwise this shit happens. Like I know he hasn't been.
I mean, okay. Hold on. I will say this. I will say this though. Like, I'm not. This isn't aimed towards you guys. I think it's aimed just towards the general Chelsea public. Like, I'm not too pressed or upset about this game. Yes, it's embarrassing. Yes, I would love to see Chelsea win, but ever since Lampard took over, I didn't expect to win any games pretty much. I expected one random win just to make sure that we could not get relegated, but this is all expected. So, like, you know, I'm not going to get upset about the fact that I already expected this result. It's shit. I expected shit, but it's not like I was expecting a win and a W. Like, listen, you guys feel however you want. I personally am not really pressed about this. So, like, if Thiago Silva doesn't play, cool. We're going to lose anyways. Let him rest. Let the man rest. Let the man watch the fucking nightmare unravel from the sidelines instead of being in it, you know?
I mean, the problem I have with it, though, is that we just played
Oliver, you especially, man. You guys should listen to Oliver at Discord. He gets really into the games. He gets emotional, despite this being Lampard managing this. Well, go ahead, Oliver.
No, but we just played Nottingham Forest. Like, is that not a more appropriate time to rest a player like Thiago Silva? You save the best for the big games. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if Thiago did play over Fofana, we'll probably concede 2 less. Because there were 2 mistakes of Fofana, but like the pass sideways, like that's all on Fofana, obviously, and then the penalty, he did foul him. So
again, this might be a hot take, but I even would have taken a Koulibaly in a partnership with either Fofana or Chalobah in the middle there.
I can't no, Koulibaly makes I don't know if it would have been better, but it just makes more.
Would have made more sense.
Another issue. This is just another issue of Lampard and how fucking stupid he is. It would have made more sense because the issue I have with the whole Fofana and Chalobah thing is you have 2 guys who are inherently right-footed, which I know may not seem like much, but you've got 2 guys who don't particularly like using their left foot, which makes it difficult when one of them has to play left centre-back because the way you pass and the way you position yourself is different to being on the right. So you have to be more open, especially in some situations where you have to be more open to turning your body out and playing with your left foot out to the fullback. And if you're not comfortable doing that, it makes it really easy for a team to press you or use you as the press trigger. And it's like Koulibaly is adept with both feet. And so just from a tactical standpoint, as you said, it might make more sense. From a form, ability, whatever standpoint, there are question marks. But yeah, from a tactical standpoint. And it's as we said about Lampard, there's nothing upstairs. Again, there's no. It's not even that. There's no common sense. There's certain things that are just common sense when it comes to football. It's not even having tactical understanding. It's just fully common sense, and he has none. There's no common sense.
You know, it reminds me a lot of that stubbornness that Graham Potter had with Mason Mount when he was in poor form, just continuing, and you got to play him into form. Mason likes to play. Seems like he's doing the same thing with Gallagher. Gallagher likes to play. He gotta, you know. What are you gonna say, Oliver?
No,
He's a stubborn manager.
I didn't hear you say that end bit. I was just about to say, well, at least Graham Potter actually dropped Mount, but then that actually makes Graham Potter, better than Lampard in that case.
Yeah, and he was I think we can admit.
I mean, like I said on the last stream, whatever level Potter's on, Lampard's only the level below. No more.
Boys, there's a fail comp of today's game, and it's all Gallagher. Oh my
course it
days, it's pretty bad. I should have gone on Twitter.
I mean, compared to the likes of like Mudryk, that we say, okay, yeah, Mudryk had a bad game. Gallagher had far more touches. It's easier. It's easier to make a fail comp of that.
I cannot believe, by the way, there were people in the summer that wanted this guy in our team.
I'm still Scott in Lewis's stream chat. There's guys saying like, yeah, he had GA, he had the most GA and shit like that, bro.
I can't believe our manager at the time wanted this guy in the team.
Yo, people played this guy as a 6. Yo,
speaking of wanting Gallagher in the summer, hey, what's going on, man? How are things been on your end, bro?
Let me explain myself. At Crystal Palace, he actually was doing a decent job. Like Vieira, I think somehow found a solution to kind of use him. I don't know, like with like Tuchel thought he could use him as a 6, which didn't work. Obviously, Potter was not really using him at all.
So I'm heading off, guys. I'll speak to you weekend, right?
Yeah.
For the celebration that the season's over.
To see Lampard right into the sunset.
Hopefully they shoot him out of the
If they bring a ban out for Lampard after these performances, bro,
Andrew, just take the out of a cannon away from that sentence. You got it right.
Oh my God.
Shoot him into the sun, then.
No, just shoot him.
Sorry, yeah. Where was I?
There, boys.
We are consumers if we don't want Lampard back.
Yeah.
You're not supporting the team and all that. Right.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I'm just tired of Chelsea, man. I'm just tired of Chelsea.
Yeah, it's been a rough season, man.
But to be fair to Lampard, like he's shit and he should never be here in the first place. So it's like really on the owner. Like to me, I think it's more the most is on the owners. They got it wrong with sacking Tuchel, keeping Potter as long as they did. Like even if all right, you're giving Potter a chance, start working on who you're gonna be your replacements from like January. After that Southampton game, they should have been like, okay, if in case this guy does get fired, let's start now. Like you know what I mean? Let's start doing this shit now.
Yeah, like the thing is, like what is just a bit annoying is the wrong word, but like what is probably the worst bit about it is their decisions at the time. Like quite a few of them do make sense on paper, but in practice are just shit, are just awful. Like Tuchel needed to go. Like the idea was not a bad idea. Like the football wasn't great. If what happened behind the scene happened, those sort of things were happening. Like it all makes sense. And getting someone in like Potter at the time on paper is not a terrible move, but in practice, oh Jesus Christ! And then like backing Potter on paper is not a terrible thing, depending on what the plan is moving forward. But then just the way you kind of like put that plan into place in terms of how much you've actually backed him, which was not a lot in terms of like not with players, but just in terms of as the season progressed. Yeah, it's just so many decisions that just did not work at all.
Can I? Do you think Tuchel should be sacked this season? Because
Scott, you gotta look at that field cup, Scott.
I don't think Tuchel should be sacked this season because we were still five points off like top of the league, like with 5 points off him. I think the Tottenham game where he was actually robbed when we went 2-0 up and then Cucurella's hair got pulled and Kai Havertz fell, but like there was no managers like when we sat Tuchel really. There's no really actual manager available. Like we got Potter because we brought him out for like 20 million or whatever it was. So I don't think it's the right call to sack him this season because I felt like Tuchel deserved to like have the full season. And if he failed to get like even top 4 this season, yeah, like obviously like sack the manager. Like he ain't doing no improvements.
Okay, let me rephrase what I said then. I don't think he should have been sacked necessarily. I just don't think he was going to. I don't think he was going to work as a long-term option necessarily. So I think that him being sacked wasn't necessarily a problem. The problem was hiring a manager with no plan in place in terms of the backroom staff, and then the plan was not adequately. Yeah, like it was the timing and things like that. Like I don't think the actual Tuchel going.
When I saw that Tuchel sacking, that hurt me. That did because he's like one of my favorite. He's actually like became one of my favorite managers of all time. Like obviously Jose's number one. He fights with like Angelotti. Like I even like Conte a lot too. Like Conte, he's above Conte as well for me. So
Oh,
it
100%.
did hurt, like, because I like Tuchel, like, he had fighting spirit as well when we was getting sanctioned, and he was actually getting results and everything when we had no money coming in as well. Like, it looked like it's all not bothering us too much, so it did hurt me, like, seeing Tuchel go this season for, like,
That's
just
fair.
for Potter.
Sure, of course
Yeah,
it
like, it
hurts,
hurt.
but I mean, in the form that he was in, he was on his way out.
It's not even that. I think I think it hurts, especially because of what he did for us. But I think if you kind of take emotion out of it and kind of take a step back, like I don't think he would have worked long term necessarily. So I kind of understand why they pulled the trigger in terms of doing it early. Just the timing was stupid from what you'd just done in the summer in terms of backing him with transfers.
I think it should have done at the start of the season then, not like.
I'd say either at the start of the season. Yeah, start of the season or end of the season probably would have been the smarter choice rather than when you did it. But I don't think him leaving in a vacuum was necessarily a bad thing. It was just, as I said, the execution of the idea was really poor.
I bet you shook a lot. Sorry, I bet you it shook a lot of players when they heard the news. Like some people might heard, like some of the players might have heard the news from like Sky News or whatever, because it was like a shocking like news thing. Like a lot of rivals couldn't believe it, so I bet it like shook the players a bit this season as well, like that. And then maybe affect him. I don't know. Probably not. I'm not too sure. But sorry, Oliver. Like I'll cut you over.
No, it's alright. I was just gonna say, like, I would have been fine letting Tuchel go either at the beginning or the end. I mean, at the end of the season, it would kind of make sense. Like, if people, people have their doubts about him and he was on his way to the sack or whatever. Well, kind of let him be his own downfall in that case. Because when at the time he did sack him, there was still a bit of doubt there. Like, you could kind of have a debate. Oh, he might get back to where he was before. But if you let him go to the end of the season and he hasn't been good enough, then you're fully justified to sack him on not only a basis of whatever goes on behind the scenes, but also on a results basis. I think that would have been the safer decision, and given that time, and if it didn't go well, the fans would have been more understanding as well.
I don't think Tuchel fucked the whole club. Like, not at all. Like, we literally signed a whole like bunch of players. Like we have like probably the most players in like the Premier League as well this season, because Todd Bowley hired a bunch of players. We hired midfielders. We hired a bunch of attackers. We signed a bunch of defenders as well. Like that's down to Todd Bowley. Like signed a lot of players. Like the summer transfer was awful, and then we signed like actual people who know what they're doing behind the scenes and everything, and scouting wise, and we signed a bunch of decent players in January. I don't blame Tuchel didn't really have like I don't think that much of a impact like who we signed. I think he said, "Oh, do you like this guy? Do you like that guy? Can you work with this guy?" Like I think he just said yes and no's, and obviously they wanted him to sign Ronaldo, and he kept saying no. But I don't think.
But he did let go of Gilmore for that noodle-haired greyhound in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, but Gilmore hasn't even done that. Like, not even been. He's not a starter.
He's better than Gallagher. I'm not hearing otherwise.
Oh yeah, he's way more talented than Gallagher and everything. Like he has way more technical ability and everything than Gallagher. Like he's.
Guys, if I grew up in England and I took football, like, because in America I born in Jamaica, but I grew up here. If I fucking was Gallagher, I would be if I had the same opportunities, I'm better than Gallagher. I'm not kidding. Like, there's nothing he does that's special at all. Like, what does he do? Please, somebody tell me, what does he do that's at a pro level that should be playing for top club?
Fucking minerals, bruv.
It's literally it's just stamina and running. Like it's what I said about the Ten Hag thing with Mount. It's like you want his athleticism.
He has got an eye for a goal a little bit as well. As a mid, like a.
That went really well. That went really well today, didn't it? That went really well today when Enzo.
Oh yeah. I already said Gallagher. I want Gallagher gone. Actually, still, like if Mason Mount's going, I want.
They can both go.
Gallagher has an eye for goal in the same way that Kovacic does. The only difference is that Gallagher had an anomaly purple patch season last time out. What, he didn't score any goals at West Brom, did he?
At West Brom?
Yeah, when he went on loan to West
Brom, man. That is his level.
His level is mid-table clubs, I think.
Let me plug the Felix prop though. Felix has the most goals since joining in January, which is sad. But hey, and then Felix has one game where he doesn't complete a pass.
Wait,
It's like,
Sterling
oh
hasn't
my
scored
god,
one
this
in
guy.
the
But Gallagher, this is the guys. I don't like. This is just me getting my frustration out because if I don't, I'm just gonna start punching shit. You know what I mean? So let me just rant.
Go on, man. Go on.
Because I fucking hate him as a footballer. Like other players are the problem too, but like yeah, Felix has a bad game. If we get him for another loan, it's not that bad. I understand the 80 million price tag, but you could see his quality, and under a proper system, he is gonna. I think he can flourish. You know what I mean? I think if we get him for another loan again, and if next year it doesn't work out how we've seen it, then I can understand. Okay, cool, let's send him back. But give this guy a chance under good. It's like Enzo. You could look. Enzo's clearly doing even better, and his attitude's better. But look, you could tell he's a proper player amongst shit. Like
No,
it just shines through. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Like I'm happy that you're receptive to the idea of a loan, because at the end of the day, like, say what you will about him, yeah, he's been a great dribbler and all that. Felix, he's done this and that.
He's been really good at creating chances.
He's not raised the ceiling of the team. That's the problem. Yeah. A guy like Enzo, you could argue, has. I don't think Felix has, despite being our top goal scorer since he came in, but low bar. So, you know, we've seen the fundamentals there. He definitely has what it takes to get to the next level, but it's about getting there and getting him on loan next season rather than paying for it. It's less risky, and we'll be able to see what he can do under an actual system, like you said. So
yeah, that price tag is ridiculous. Like we have way more pressing issues. Like for instance, right?
Yeah.
Man, shut the fuck up about the fucking blame Gallagher.
No, but like, listen, EPL turf. Listen, you're right. But at the same time, today's game, when you look at how much involvement Gallagher had, you need to be consistent and effective in that position. It's one of the most midfield is one of the most important positions in football, or is the most important position in football. Without a midfield, most teams lose. Okay, you could have the greatest striker in the world. If you have a shit midfield, you lose the game. Okay, so midfield is where most games are decided. Him playing in that position, it's important. So yeah, a lot of the onus is going to fall on Gallagher today. Don't get me wrong. Havertz was shit. Mudryk was shit.
Marshall, can I just say something? Yeah. Like EPL turf. Like no disrespect to you, man. Like I'm not that type. I just got mad at the tape. No disrespect. My bad. But if like we all know that fucking Havertz is shit. We all know Aspie is leaving and he's done and dusted. We know like what we're dealing. We know Arsenal needs to get sold. Like we know this. But what I don't see is like players like Gallagher get praised for doing the bare minimum, where they actually do a lot of harm and nobody says a word.
True.
Like you know what I mean? It goes under the radar. There's no like balance. You know what I mean? It's like people can say I have whatever quote unquote mountain agenda, but it's like he can have an absolute shit game and then go clap the fans and everybody forgets. Oh, he gets it. You know what I mean? Just because Gallagher. So like I think I'm extra hard on that because those are the people who get away with it. So I raise it. You know what I mean? Average is a super bum, but he's been average bum for like 2 years now. We know this.
Gallagher's not the issue, but he's one of the issues. Sorry to interrupt you, Xavi.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's and then people if we're talking about Gallagher, that doesn't mean that we also don't realize that Havertz is shit. The rest of the team is shit. We're just going in. Maybe you don't like it because it's a bit excessive, but if I don't get it like this, I'm like freaking punch somebody in the face randomly. If I don't get my frustration out and rant, so
do it, man.
Like, we know, like there's sometimes right when Madueke was frustrating me, but like. To me, all right, he's new and he's coming in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll give you the chance. Like, Mudryk was, come on, that first miss. The
guy he was making fun of on the rowing machine would have scored that, bro.
Yeah, that miss is like something you get so like I got so mad I just ignored it because like I'll break the TV because like how the fuck it's just lucky we don't have anything on the line, you know. Not, like I knew it was going into it, But like when you do, it's just so frustrating, bro. So frustrating.
Oh, I get you, man. And it's just like it's been like this all season. It gets to a point where, like, listen, like I checked out as soon as Lampard was announced. I just kind of checked out. That's why, like, you know, for those of you guys who are on the Discord, when you hear me on the Discord, like, I'm just laughing it off. I'm just like, I'm checked out of it. Like, I'm watching the games because I have a channel to run and I have to give you guys some analysis on it and like what's going on and my thoughts on it. But I mean, I'm not getting frustrated about it. I'm not getting mad about it because why should I? It's done. I already said
Can I say something about Gallagher quickly?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to EPL Turf's comment and like what you guys were alluding to. You might think it's quite. You guys suggested that this might be quite excessive, but the thing is,
this one.
Yeah, the thing is that the performance was that bad today. I mean, let's actually analyze it for a minute. So, you know, he caused about 3 counterattacks by losing the ball with his dead touch that could have, you know, there's a reason they accumulated 5 XG. It's because we were caught in horrendous situations like that. You look at the second goal, which we showed like images of from Twitter, showed it earlier in the stream where literally Enzo wins the ball back, but it falls to Casemiro, who plays that pass, really good pass, but Gallagher should be on him. You know, the one time you don't run is when a guy is in acres of space on the ball and about to make a pre-assist. Like, what are you doing? And then he missed about 4 or 3 sitters today. It was that bad. Like, there's no excess here. And just watching him, like Scott said, it should be a torture method. Like, it's just aesthetically awful. And the fact, if we can get 40 million for him, then, you know, whoever runs the finances at the club he goes to should never be in football ever again, because that will be the biggest fleecing I've ever seen.
I just want to address this just to get my frustration out, because I don't care about the game, but I care about
fucking minerals, bruv. Let's have it right.
Listen, this guy isn't mudding anyone but himself, okay? This xenophobic fuck is going to come out here and say all types of stupid shit against the owners for this and that, not acknowledge anything the owners have done right, not acknowledge anything the owners have done to correct themselves, not acknowledge anything the owners might be doing to plan for the future. And listen, at the end of the day, he who laughs last first.
Is it the same? I was gonna say, is it the same Johnny who said Potter's the next to Alex Ferguson? Is it the same guy who says Mason Mount's our next future captain?
Listen, there's a reason we don't cover Johnny anymore. At the end of the day, like, for those of you guys who have 2 brain cells more than the, you know, 1 brain cell watchers of that channel, you could tell how fucking full of shit he is, how much he talks out of his ass, and how it's just spewing such utter nonsense. And listen, if you're watching it because you want to be entertained by the meme that is him. Okay, no one gives a shit about what this guy has to say. No one takes his shit seriously. He does make me laugh, though. He makes you laugh. That's why you watch it, because he is a joke. He is a joke. So why are you taking a joke seriously?
Chris, I'll do you one better. Like you said about the Potter being a next Sir Alex. Like that was bad. I'll do you one better. This guy read Daniel Levy PR quotes for the Spurs fan base saying, "Oh, we're gonna make an attractive style of football. We're gonna increase the standards." And he said, "That's the mentality." That's literally what he said. He is saying that Spurs have the mentality that we should be striving for. The same guys that got turned down by Slot. Are you kidding me?
Did he really say we should look at Tottenham?
He literally
probably.
People just want to listen to fucking Johnny just ram. Now, honestly though, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, if he's not talking about Mount, he actually has some good points. Like, you feel me? But
he has had some good points in the past.
Bro,
I agree.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's like he has good points, and then he ruins it himself. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be landing the, you know, his points, and then when he gets to the landing, he forgets to pull out the wheels, and the fucking plane's fucking crashing and skidding on the fucking freeway. That's him, man. Like,
yeah, he goes left at a certain point.
It's just like there's points where you could be reasonable, and then you got that agenda that you want to drive home, the bias against the owners. You know, I listen. I've been so checked out with Minerals. Like, I don't know how he feels about Lampard, and you know, he's in a catch-22 because damn if he bashes the owner for getting Lampard, because now he's looking like a hypocrite because he wanted Lampard to stay from the beginning.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know
Yeah.
what he thinks about the Lampard?
Go
thing?
for it.
He from what I know, I don't watch him, but I've seen clips maybe. He thinks that these lineups are the ownership wanting these players in the shop window.
You know who he's like?
Yes.
Actually? You know who he's actually like? You know, what's his name?
Let's
What's his
have it
name?
right.
He's from America, obviously. It's Alex Jones.
Yeah,
Because he has all
Yeah.
those theories and everything. He's like into it and everything. Johnny is like that for Chelsea. Johnny is like the Alex Jones for Chelsea. That's what he is.
Because like at the end of the day, like
Yeah,
Alex
that's what it is.
Jones, sometimes he has these little kernels of truth, right?
Yeah.
And then he just fucking just spins it like crazy. It's just like, what the fuck, man? So listen. If you guys do what you want. If you want to watch Johnny and you want to take him seriously, there are some kernels of truth in there. But at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of delusion clouding that judgment, okay? And if you're watching him for the jokes, then, you know, have a laugh. You know, I can only take so much of it.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
That
He's
Fab Here We
entertaining.
Go, man. That Fab Here We Go. The stream following that Here We Go, man. Oh my god, that is going to be box office.
Listen, and I understand. I'm probably going to be there watching you guys when Mason gets a Here We Go to Arsenal, United, or Liverpool. I'm going to be there huffing on the crack, just like you guys. I'm gonna be watching that stream because I want to see how the kingdom comes tearing down. You know what I mean?
You know,
So I want to see this guy convert to a ex Chelsea fan.
you know, he's gonna like not do a live video. He's actually gonna do like a 10-minute video, like Rory when Lampard got sacked. Like you can see, he's got like
Really crying.
He was crying previously before the video. That's gonna be Johnny. Maybe he'd be crying on the video. You see tears, man. He'd be breaking down.
Let him mud the wrong ends, okay? If you guys want to think that, go ahead. He can muddle the wrong ends all day long. But at the end of the day, we know where we stand. We're consistent in our views. We take accountability when we're wrong, and we're trying to be as grounded as possible when it comes to all this stuff. Like, you know,
this guy also said that he expects the title next season because he spent 700 million. Like,
that's not how it works, buddy.
Like, add some damn context. Like, we bought all these like kids. Like some of them are, you know, a lot of these guys are going on loan, man. And like, what, we need to win a title because we bought Andre Santos. Like, okay,
if spending the most amount of money equivocated to winning league titles, then, you know, I think Real Madrid would have won this season, wouldn't they? No, actually.
No, Barcelona with their levers.
Barcelona definitely won it with their levers, but they got knocked out of Champions League in the group stages. So
you'd say more like United. Really.
I was going to say United as well. United is in there. You know, like this is not how it works, and he knows that. He's just not going to, you know, admit it because there's an agenda there. So.
I think even in recent seasons, Arsenal have spent more than City. You know, so they should have won the title this season by that standard, but hey, they didn't.
Arsenal was definitely spending more on Chelsea before Todd Bowley. Chelsea is quite low in the spending in the last like 10 years, as I can say. Like Chelsea was like obviously above Liverpool. Everybody's above Liverpool pretty much, but we were spending quite low until Todd Bowley. Like Arsenal spent a load of money.
Should have made my channel's name this. No Agendas FC.
I think we got a few genders here. Kai, you like
agenda?
Hey,
your Ziyech, Kai Havertz / I had the team.
I like Ziyech and Kai Havertz, but I've admitted they've been shit this whole season.
He's honest about them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm honest about them. It sucks that they're not working out because
I don't know. Remember you said we have a better team basically, and Madrid midfield and everything. We could beat them. Or was that you just trolling her?
I'm sorry, player for player. Don't you think we have a better midfield than Madrid?
We don't have a better midfield than Madrid for player for player.
Just because we're under bat. Oh my God, Chris, you're triggering me. You're misquoting me. Fuck you, Oliver. Don't use my own emojis against me. Listen, I still hold that thought that player for player, we have better midfielders than the midfielders at Real Madrid. We're just under bad management.
So
if we had Pep with this midfield, you think we would have lost?
What? If we had Pep?
Well, Pep with this midfield,
like,
you think we would have lost?
It's not like, I don't think it's about like managers like that. I just think for player, like Modric is like one of the best.
You saw how Pep clowned these guys. Wait, Chris, with John Stone as a CDM.
Is that second leg, wasn't it? The second leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the second leg.
They did it with John Stone. Do you still rate that midfield as highly as you do?
Well, that's systems with managers as well. Like that's not like player really. Like
Enzo, come on, Chris. Enzo, Kovacic, and Conte versus Cruz, Mudryk, and
Conte is a broken down car right now. Like he is injured all the time.
Wait,
so I'm not gonna...
come on, guys. You guys don't think Enzo would start for Real Madrid?
No. Conte does not start for Real Madrid. It's the only player it would start.
You don't think Conte would start for Real Madrid?
No,
What?
no. They have like Valverde, they have Camavinga, they have Tchouaméni, they have what's his name, Modric. Like they have a lot of midfielders who can.
Wait,
I know
hold
Camavinga
on.
doesn't play there, but
Hold on. Okay, you're telling me. Okay, let me put it this way. You're telling me if Conte was fit for the World Cup, he would have been benched with Tchouaméni and Camavinga.
Yes, because he.
What? Hold on.
Chris. Oh.
What? Like he isn't the same Kante.
No,
we haven't seen.
Chris.
Oh, okay.
Please, Chris.
Like no, but Camavinga.
Step off the ledge, Chris. Come back.
Yo, Chris,
No, but
you have the fucking worst takes.
hang on. Camavinga's actually been quite good in midfield for France
Chris,
as well.
you have fucking shitty takes. You know why your point. You know why your point was good but so bad at the same time? Because it's the players you name. I can understand if you said Modric and Kroos.
I said
like,
Kroos. I was just listening.
But then you started naming Camavinga, which is good player.
Camavinga's quite
He's
good
a
at
quality player. But Conte, prime Conte, and then you need
prime,
Valverde.
I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now. Prime Conte, no one takes him. No one takes Conte.
What do you mean? Even now, Conte's doing better than fucking. Oh,
no, not Camavinga. Not Camavinga.
He got injured after 7 appearances.
I'm out of here, guys. Big up, guys.
All right.
Big up.
I think we misunderstood. Like, if you're talking about Prime, then yeah, I like Kante.
Sorry, I gotta get these emojis right.
What
I'm so
emojis?
happy I have this emoji. You know what fucking emojis, bro. God damn it. If you're a member, you already know this is a bad take. Come on.
Oh, wait. Valverde's a very good player. Yeah, I said Valverde. Valverde's
He's not better than Conte.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's better than Conte. No.
Chris,
Hang on. No, Valverde's amazing. Oh, please. Like, no, Valverde. No, you're telling me. You're telling me.
Not to speak.
All you Chelsea
If I
fans
speak,
saying,
I am in
if we can
big
take
trouble.
Valverde for Kante swap, would you not take it?
No.
Oh my, no. But you clean your pants about Kessie or whatever his name is from Barcelona. Kessie.
Yes, but I admit Kessie's not better than Conte.
Yeah, well at least we can agree on that though. But like Valverde's he's levels above both right now. Valverde's amazing.
I mean,
Yes,
listen.
yes, he is.
Okay, hold on. Let me be reasonable.
I
Okay?
actually rate Valverde. He's been quite good this season.
I'm coming back to reasonability. Okay, I'm coming back, guys. My feet are on the ground again. Okay, I'm coming back.
I guess I'm on a different planet because you guys not seen it.
If you mean like would I take Conte and how injury prone he's been versus a Valverde who's been fit for the most season? I guess I don't know. I don't watch Valverde.
He just play
I know enough. Like like if he's reliable, then yeah, sure, I'll take Valverde. But like if I get a prime Conte, like for a cup game, right? For the Champions League, where it's what 1, 2, 3, 4, like only a handful of games.
Of course, I'm picking Kante.
But not even prime Conte. I'll take it back. Not even prime Conte. Conte in his current form, when he's not injured, I would still take this Conte over Valverde for a game for like Real Madrid.
Valverde can literally play anywhere, right wing to centre mid to even right back. That guy can play a lot of like positions and even quite good.
Lampard has proven this season that Conte is a versatile player.
Like I'm
He
pretty
can
sure.
play right
I'm pretty
wing,
sure. Wait,
attacking
Marshall,
mid, striker.
Marshall. I'm pretty sure Valverde scored more goals than like well most of our players, but maybe he's joint top scorer like compared to our players. Valverde, and he's like a centre mid slash winger, who can play anywhere basically. So,
Chris,
what? He's so I don't he can like the comment he can play everywhere. Yeah, he can literally play everywhere. Valverde, he's so good.
But
He's so good.
You know, he's not better than Conte.
Not better than Prime Conte. I'm saying
not even Prime Conte. Like Conte in the recent form under Lampard, he's not better than Conte.
Conte's a good player, but like I would take Valverde over him now. I would. I really would.
Sure. I mean, Valverde's probably more reliable. I'll give you that.
Oh,
but,
he's won instant. He's played like over 50 games a season, I think.
Yeah, fine. But it's just like the fact that like
You
I
need to
even
watch
said to
Valverde.
you, the fact that I even said to you, like
Yeah,
if France go to the World Cup with a fit Conte, you think Conte is benched by fucking Camavinga and Tchouaméni, and you said confidently, dick in your hand, big dick energy. You said yes.
Not even that, Marshall. Rabiot as well.
Rabiot's quite good. He was quite good at it.
Wait, did you? I took off my headset. Did you really say that Rabiot starts over Conte?
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't actually say Rabiot, but I said maybe him and Camavinga because Camavinga is quite good. But Tchouaméni was he's decent. I don't know. Then maybe he starts. It's debate.
Camavinga didn't play in the World Cup really.
I just think I think Kante's legs are done anyway. Like I think he's done.
Yeah,
I mean,
like I said,
maybe, but
he only managed 7 appearances since his 7.5 month injury recovery. Like me personally, it's done.
We've ran Kante into the ground. We've literally ran Kante like.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe,
even gonna blame
I don't
Lampard. I'm not
disagree.
even gonna blame just Lampard. Like Sarri did it too. Like every manager we've had, like just overplaying. Even Tuchel overplayed him at times as well. Like I think Kante is overly relied on. Like I do agree. Like sometimes we over rely on him because he can. Like he runs everywhere. He tries to intercept. He's quite aggressive. He hasn't got a bad pass on him. He hasn't got a bad touch either. So. He is a good player sometimes, but I don't know. I'd take Valverde definitely over him. I would.
But
I mean, this is
back
why.
Just
Valverde
back to
has 12 goals, 7 assists.
Just back to where this started. By the way, like if we had a midfield three of Conte, Kova, Enzo, and then I can't even say Casemiro, but I was gonna say Kroos, Modric, and who Valverde, I guess is the third player in that. Or is it Camavinga?
It's Valverde.
Valverde, right?
Yeah.
I think the only player that really you would probably argue that doesn't make it into that lineup is probably Kovacic. I think Conte makes into that lineup. Enzo's been amazing. He makes into that lineup.
Yeah, on form this season, certainly Kovacic doesn't make it in. I mean, I think at his best he's probably good, but
even at his best, even like if we take the accumulation of the last 3 seasons. I would hesitate to put Kovacic in that lineup. Like if I had my dream midfield between those two, it would probably be Modric, Enzo, and Conte. I would drop Kroos. So that's why I can say strongly that I think our midfield is just better. It's just we lack management. That's it. It's really
that's I guess by technicality, yeah, but just.
Yeah, no, just we're looking at individual players here in this scenario because
I mean, for me, I look at balance, and that's the thing that was lacking even today. I mean, this isn't a managerial thing. We don't have a number 6, and we have to shoehorn Enzo in there. So, this isn't Lampard. I mean, Lampard tells them to all 3 of them run up the pitch, and that ruins us. That's why we face so many counters today. But just even if you had a competent manager in there, how are you supposed to set that thing up? With any balance, because there's no 6.
Chris, I have not been that triggered in so long by you. I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot. Like, I'm like lightheaded right now. Like, I saw stars for a second. Like, Jesus, man, Chris triggered the fuck out of me. Oh man, I'm glad I have these emojis though. I love how you use it against me, and then really quickly, Chris just like, hey, hold my beer. Oh my days. All right, guys. I think we're done talking about this today. We'll be back tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, actually. Today is the tomorrow I was thinking about. So no. We'll be back on, I guess we'll be back Sunday. To discuss
the game, isn't it?
To discuss the game. And then we'll probably have another Casually Chelsea show Wednesday. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have some more content going forward about Chelsea and all that stuff. We're going obviously we're gonna still have the Casually Chelsea show going into the summer to discuss transfers and the rumors and everything that's going on. I'll be going to a few of the preseason matches as well here in the United States. I'll see how I turn that into content. We'll see about that. But for the most part, guys, just because the season's over, the content here on the channel does not end. If you guys want a nice little recap, 2-hour-long recap of what's going on in Chelsea news and rumors, this is a good channel for you guys to get all your opinions, all your news and rumors and all that stuff from as well. And as always, guys, we're always trying to push the boundaries and always trying to get some new content in there and keeping it fresh as always. So by all means, still stay tuned to Casually FC. The channel doesn't end with the season. We will be continuing to put out more content as well. But big up to you guys, Oliver, Chris, Scott, Ahmed. We got a cameo as well from our boy here. Oh my God, Xavi.
Alex.
And then, Alex. Big up everyone who joined today. As always a pleasure. Our last game coming up on Sunday. We'll be here to react to it as well. Our last reaction to this horrible fucking season. And yeah, guys, so big up to everyone who joined today. Smash that like button. Get us to 50 likes, please. And I'd really appreciate that. And this is another suggestion. Maybe listen, Yash, I don't like Twitter. I don't like Twitter at all. It's not my favorite place. But I've been thinking about doing it, So we'll see what happens with the Twitter stuff. So maybe. But by all means, guys, be sure to follow our Twitter. It is in the description below. All that stuff is there for you guys to watch and enjoy. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think about today's show, and let us know what you think about Chris's stinky take, as well as hitting that bell notification, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done this already. 61% of you guys that do watch this channel are not subscribed yet, and you could change that. It's you're still watching. The only difference is that you get to be one of the casuals like us. All right, you get to bring it to the good side of Chelsea content. Okay, so come along here. I'm here to embrace you with open arms. Okay, so come be a casual with one of us. Come be a part of this journey. Help us get to 1900 subscribers on our way to 2K. And by all means, guys, if you would like to, we do have memberships. You can join starting at 99p. Just shout out to Winter Surfer, Daniel, Strasburg, Steve, OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, and Scott, who are subscribed to membership from Proper Casual and up. And as always, shout out to the casuals as well, who are also members. Big up to you guys. But we'll be back, like I said, Sunday after the Newcastle game to react to it. And guys, as always, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe. Don't do drugs. And yeah, stay casual. Peace.